Folks, what is up, Love? Thank you for the good luck, sir. And in truth, I'm feeling pretty tired tonight. Not necessarily like unmotivated, but I'm not feeling particularly energetic, so just really gonna have to see how this one goes. Also, like, starting to get ideas floating around in the back of my head for, like, is it time to start looking at some sort of possible reroute again for, like, a lot of the route. And I'm not entirely sure where to start with that other than just straight up deciding to try a different route, like, on the spot and seeing how it washes out. But that's, like, a great way to throw a potential run. So I guess what I could pivot to is... Hang on, let me just start the run first. I guess what I could pivot to is if a run is, like, completely dead, but I just want to, like, commit to, like, finishing runs or not resetting whatever, I could just use a dead run as an excuse for, like, okay, once I reach this part of the run, I'm going to, like, try looking at what a different route would look like. You know? That would be, like, the most, like, zero opportunity cost way to look at potential routing ideas. That if I'm just, like, gonna do something entirely different and then it somehow results in, like, a 30-second net time save when the routes, you know, like, converge again, then, very obviously that's worth it in a vacuum. I mean, like, I have ideas about a potential reroute, but none of them in my head feel like they would actually realistically work out. Like, there's things that I could try, but I foresee myself ending up, like, multiple minutes behind as a result of it. And it's mostly to do with weapon choice. Exactly, yeah. Like, once a run, like, realistically can't really PB anymore, rather than reset to go for a new attempt, just use that to experiment with, like, potential routing ideas in the remaining parts of the run. If it's, like, early enough into the run, because that's the thing, like, it would need to... Yeah, it needs to be in the first half of the run that I lose a run. Because, like, all of the potential routing ideas would need to come before I get the katana. Like, as far as the routing choices for this game goes, it is all about your weapon choice. So, like, right now, the point at which I get the katana, that is, like, the main route locked in. Like, at that point, I'm doing the katana route. And ideally, it would need to come even earlier than that, because, like, the amount of grinding you do and the level you reach at an earlier point is to support doing the katana route. But it's just hard to think of, like, what a reasonable alternative would be, because, like, the early stuff really has a knock-on effect with, the time that you save later on in the run. And I know for a fact that if I don't have the katana for Durthrow, that fight alone will be a lot longer. Like, if I just roll into Durthrow with, like, the short sword that I have, like, naturally at that point, the fight is going to be at least a minute longer. At least a minute longer, and that is in no way an exaggeration. Now, like, going back to town to, like, do the Katana Forge in total, like, from the point where you start going back to town, and then you get back to Dark City and use the key to get further into the dungeon, that is over a minute in itself. But like I say, it's all the knock-on stuff after it. Like, I'm not missing the katana just for that fight. I'm also missing it for every fight thereafter. Because on the current route, I'm using the katana for the rest of the game. So I'm not only losing power throughout like all of the like mid to late game fights, but I would basically need to get another weapon for Undead Zone again. Like, I would very likely have to, after beating Dain in Spiral Tower, just grab the magic sword on Sabata's side of Spiral Tower again to use that as my endgame weapon, because there's absolutely no way I can use a weapon that I got in the first dungeon as my weapon for the rest of the game. Or for the final dungeon, rather. There's absolutely no way I can do that. Energy is already tight enough with the katana and how much damage it outputs on the boss fights. Like, bosses with a much weaker weapon would take a lot more hits to kill, so energy would be absolutely unworkable with a start of game weapon. As far as options for getting weapons that don't cost any time, technically speaking, the fastest possible weapon that I can get is, since I'm now killing 5 cockatrices in Spiral Tower, their common drop is a longsword, which is 2 tiers above the short sword. It's still not even as powerful as the katana, but it's at least better than the short sword. So that I could use that for Dain at least. But I would very much want to get the magic sword for Undead Zone, for sure. Which, in itself, getting the magic sword would be a bunch of time. It's like to the tune of 20 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. Pick that up. Ooh, very nice. I've got to stop doing this, dude. I've got to stop fucking up that menuing. Got to actually grind that bit of menuing. Like, I've actually got to grind practice for menuing again, apparently. What's up, Gray? Good evening. Thank you very much, and hope you're doing well. If I wanted to take some time out to get a weapon, I could also go back to Treasury and get the Zweihander, but that is fair chunk extra time compared to other options. No, it means 2 hands. 3 hands would be Dreihander. Almost walked into the ghoul there. Okay, I'll take it. Not like SS tier start, but it's fine.
You fucking lang me!
Actually lucky that I hit the torch from there. I was very far away when I did that sword slash. Oh, pixel. I thought it was, but I didn't want to say it. But yeah, I was on the pixel. Nice. Really? Thanks, game. Oh. Oh my god. Not fantastic menuing there. God, the zombie got really close to me there.
You fucking lang me!
Yo! Astar! What is up? I'm 100% getting... Oh, I'm not getting seen by that. Cool. Do I still have the energy to get out here? 22, just, yeah. Yeah, doing good, thank you. Hope you are doing well. Doing some speedruns right here. Speedruns, this is what I do in my spare time instead of practicing Ganondorf. I'd be a good Ganondorf if I instead put the hundreds and thousands of hours that I do speedrunning into actually practicing Ganondorf. I'd be pretty decent. But alas, need the light on. And now I need to check like 18 different spots in my peripheral vision as I'm going through the next room to find the red crystal, hopefully. I think that was it. Yeah. Nice. So that was a very quick find. Yeah, for sure. I am definitely speaking in jest. And no problem, dude. No problem at all. Like, I really like what I do here. And I like being semi-casual in Melee with Ganondorf. Like, so, whenever I hop on netplay and have just some random, you know, like, unranked experiences, it's like, I might have a different perspective on, like, the matches that I have if I was, you know, like, properly in the Melee community and such, where it's like, if someone just queues into me with their, you know, their top tier character, well, not top tier, but, you know, they're playing like a quote-unquote real character, and they, you know, they beat me pretty easily and such, and then for the next game, they, like, swap to their, like, secondary low tier whatever, and it's like they're still kind of mashing me, I can just kind of take that as like, oh, you know, this is fun, and now I stand a bit of a better chance, and I don't know if they're, in their mind, just being like, oh, look at this shit, or I'm just gonna go on my, like, meme secondary and style on him just to, like, BM and stuff. Like, that might be what they're thinking, but I don't know that. It's like, I don't read into it that much. I just have fun with, like, oh, cool, now I don't have to play against Fox. That's fine. Okay, that was a good library, at least. No green spider getting right in the way. Can happen, that is entirely random. So this section's actually felt pretty decent overall. I did find the red crystal pretty quickly. The ghouls in the main lobby didn't play ball on the first visit, but I didn't have to do like a million fucking extra hits for all of them. So that's not the worst. That was actually really early exiting the platform. I almost died there. Okay, yeah, this pace through this set of rooms is actually really, really good so far. Good turnaround as well. Okay, yeah, that's actually exceptional. Yeah, that was very good overall. Now I just need to get through the main room in one piece again. Yeah, so this is Boktai. This is a GBA game. Like, I'm playing on a DS, but it is a GBA title, and it's the only title on the Game Boy Advance, or the only series, rather, where the physical cartridges have solar panels in them, and you use real UV power to play the game. Which is why I have an LED flashlight as well. And periodically through the game, you need to use it to get exposure to quote-unquote sunlight. Which is, like, back in the day when you were organically playing this game, you really did play this game outdoors. You use real sunlight to play the game. I'm going to have this on standby for when I need it. After I place this next crystal, I'm going to... Yeah, so I'm going to come across some skylights, and I'm going to... You'll see, I'm not going to stop here, but you'll see I have, like, sun meter full, and when you're exposed to the sunlight, you can passively regain some energy, or you can, like, manually charge your energy, which I don't need to do right now. But you do need to use sunlight constantly in this game. So, yeah, this is... I'm about to say bear time, actually.
Hey, mate,
Hey.
have you got some,
Yeah, that's a very good split. Yo, thank you for the follow, dude. Massively appreciate it. Yanan Nation, etc. I can turn the light off for now. I just want it on while I'm passing through the skylights to get a slight bit of passive regen on my energy bar, but now I'm just going to manually fill the bar on the solar station here. Put on my weapon. That's... And now we need to do one of the most difficult strats in the game. This is, mechanically, this is one of the most difficult strats to do. partially because I can only move along one axis. I can't move left or right while I'm doing this. I can only move up and down, so I need to buffer all of my direction changes here once I'm in position. Oh, the miss, but that's fine. Okay, this will work as long as I buffer everything now. I do need to do a round of unenchanted hits to make up the energy loss, because I needed to do an extra flame hit. Yep. And I just have enough to finish the fight. So yeah, I can only move along the one axis there in order to hit all 4 candles there, and I need to be constantly menuing between every hit there to change my elemental enchant and weapon I have selected in between each hit there. It would be a lot simpler if I could just keep the flame element on for the entire fight, but unfortunately it costs 10 energy per use as opposed to Sol costing 5 energy per use, and I strictly have enough energy from 100% to do only the necessary actions to finish the fight if I'm being as optimal as possible with energy usage. So anytime I'm actually inflicting damage, I need to swap to the cheapest enchant. Because despite the fact that you only have access to Sol and Fire elements at this point, that boss is not weak to either of those elements. That boss is weak to Earth, which you do not get for a while. And now, one of the nice little quirks of this game, you're a vampire hunter, you're hunting the immortals, etc., but they're immortals, so they don't die after you beat them. They just get subdued for a bit, and you have to trap them in the coffin, and then to get rid of them completely, you have to physically drag the coffin back to town and then purify them. So now I need to just get out of this place, and then you physically drag the coffin all the way back to town. So I'm also using a temporary buff to increase movement speed while I'm dragging the coffin. There's no timer for the coffins themselves, no, but like I am using a temporary buff here with the fruits that I'm consuming, giving me the 30-second buff in the top left. You drag the coffins much faster when you're under the influence of this buff. Like, dragging them around without a buff is fucking miserable. They cannot revive, but if you are spending long enough on a single screen, the coffin starts to fight back. Like, it starts to, like, tremble around, and then it actually, like, physically hurts you while you're dragging around. And if you leave it alone, it will start moving back to its spawn point on its own. So, like, it will try to fight back against you, and it will try to run away. So, emulating this game is actually a very popular option. It's how I practiced this game for ages before running on real hardware, because I didn't necessarily want to be exposed to high UV for the months that I was, like, practicing this game and increase my risk of, you know, melanoma or something else. So what we do is, for emulation, we use a patched ROM that allows you to manually control the sun level by using select plus left or right to just manually change it. Yo, Metroid Master, what's going on? Thank you very much for the raid. Please do give the scoop of how your stream went. I saw a bit of your stream earlier where you were having a bit of a time in Zero Mission. It did not look like normal Zero Mission, but you'll have to let me know exactly what the story is there.
No, we're cooking questions.
Okay, yeah, any 24 0x pace at this point is very good. Bro, I would love it if Summoning Salt would make a video on this game, but there's no fucking way. This is such a niche game that, like, no one's heard of. It's got a community of, like, active players who you can, like, count on your hands. I absolutely love this game, but there's no way it's gonna get, like, a Summoning Salt-esque video. Fun fact, like, mentioning Summoning Salt, though, my power level reveal here is, I don't know how many Summoning Salt videos you've watched, but, if you've seen the Sonic Adventure 2 Hero Story World Record Progression video by Summoning Salt, I directly helped him make that video. Me and a bunch of other SA2 runners are like listed in the special thanks at the start because we like helped put together resources and stuff for it, and I am the individual that he originally reached out to for like, hey, I'm thinking of making an SA2 video. Would you be able to like get some people together and like put some resources together? And I was like, yeah, sure. Really glad that you reached out. I will ask around, get a Discord server set up, and show you like how many people are willing to help. And if that gets you wanting to work on it, then we can like start putting some stuff together. And then there was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to have hammer on. There was like a lot of people that volunteered, and within like 24 hours we had like a pretty active Discord server set up, and he was like, oh shit, I guess I've got to do it now. So that's my like claim to fame in the speedrunning like content creation scene, is I had a pretty big hand in getting the SA2 video set up. Okay, now just don't die on this trap. You die in 2 hits on this trap because you're not wearing any body armor at this point. Weird, but still fine. Also, what's up on Phobic? Hope you're doing good. Okay, no random nuts, whatever. Good evening, Cavets. Yeah, I've only done, like, regular, like, base hard mode on Zero Mission, like, once, and it's pretty appropriately named, I'll say that much. It's pretty difficult. I imagine it's a lot more manageable when you have, like, speedrun strats and whatnot, but for my, like, kid, casual brain back in the day, yeah, Zero Mission on hard was pretty difficult. Okay, here's a nice little strat. You like this one? Boom. Just go between the flame jets. You'll get it every time. You get the planned damage boost there. And so one of the other nice little arcane mechanics of this game. So I've talked about you use like the power of the sun in this game. That is entirely true. But you also use the power of the moon in this game. The like green bugs that I can summon there to refill my health. If you are playing this game on the date of a real-life full moon... Why did I change to that? Then, if it's the full moon and you're playing at nighttime, then trying to channel sunlight while there is no sun out will instead summon moon bugs that restore your health. So, yeah, make sure when you're playing this game you have your IRL lunar calendar to hand so that you can select the right date. Have that available to you. And you do need to be playing at nighttime, and the in-game clock is influenced by what region you're playing in. Like, you need to select, like, time zone and shit, so... Yeah, it's quite a thing. Okay, no random power nuts yet, which is kind of bad. I only have 2 more chances to get a random one, which is roughly a 20% chance, but this trap is also pretty RNG heavy. That's a good collision, though, for the first set. Excellent. That is very good. That's the best you can really get in that trap. Well, I mean, we all know the reason why there's that over-the-top attention to detail, though, right, Loof? It's a fucking Kojima title. Hideo Kojima, the guy you can trust to put insanely unnecessary detailed stuff in your video game.
Hey
I'm just mad that as of right now, with the speedrun route, we don't have an excuse to show off the most obscure arcane mechanic that this game has to offer, which is that since your items are perishable and have a lifespan in your inventory, if you have a chocolate in your inventory, it will eventually melt, and it will melt onto the item below it in the inventory and turn it into a chocolate-covered fruit, which has a greater effect. There is a theoretical application for that, which, like, if we had the ability to implement that in the route, I know what I would use it on, but practically we can't find a way to make that work in the route. But I know exactly where we would use it, and it would actually be in this dungeon. Like, one of the red chests that's in the corner of the room before you go into the bat trap, that contains a chocolate, and then it will spoil in about 10 minutes. And the ideal situation would be to have that melt onto a power nut below it. And that makes the power nut a 60-second buff instead of a 30-second buff. So essentially you can remove the need to get one of the power nuts. Like, I would need to get one fewer in this dungeon, which means getting a random one would go, like, a lot further. Since you use 2 power nuts after the next boss to do the backtrack as Sabata, like, it would just be very serendipitous. But unfortunately, we can't make that work because we just don't spend enough time in this dungeon to allow the item spoilage to happen. And even if we did, that would cause issues later in the route because there's other items in my inventory that I want to use later on, which I am trying to beat the spoil time for later on in the game. So it's just not something we can realistically do. But it is by far the coolest mechanic that this game has that hasn't been seen in a run already. Dead. Please die. I need a little squirt of energy there. Because I wasn't going to have the energy to use this fire slash on the mummy here. I'm very lucky that I avoided the yellow slime there, actually. Okay, I can go without a health refill here. I do need to do an energy refill, though, before I go indoors. Okay, this isn't the best pace on this split, but fine, we'll deal with it. There is a bit of RNG in this mini-boss, but not a huge amount. Very good fight. Okay, I'm still overall in decent shape here. This is like around even-ish. Might lose a couple of seconds here.
Don't be fucking questions.
I lost exactly a couple of seconds. That's fine. I did actually do a bit of off-stream looking at this desert section earlier to see if there was potential, like, farm opportunities, but there just isn't. I was right when I thought that the golem on the second screen here does not infinitely respawn. If it did, I'd be happy to stay in this section for a while and just do a grind, but it's just not possible, unfortunately. Would allow you to reach 25 agility at an earlier point in the run, though. And that would make me more confident about skipping the speed nut as well, if we could do that, but again, there's just not really a way to do it, feels like. Okay, so I still need one more stone tablet. And I'm not saving any time here. Second worst, this is basically matching PB here. And then I do need to refill before I enter remains B, and I need to pick up the fixed power nut in the corner because I do not have a random. I'm glad that I was actually in range for that. That was very far away when I did that slash. Okay, good pace. I need to not forget to use the speed nut here after my 2 hits. Energy's a bit low, but that's fine. It's a green card, so that cannot be the tower. I should be able to... I don't know. I was thinking about, like, oh, should be able to, like, save time on the boss here, but if I had to get the random... No, why do I always forget that terminology? If I had to get the fixed power nut, then I don't think so. Like, the available time save here should basically be entirely the skipping of getting the hidden power nut in the corner, because you already have one in the inventory from getting it randomly. Which is like a 2-second time save from not needing to walk that distance. So if I do somehow save time on this split, like right now, then that suggests that I don't actually have a good gold split here yet. Which I guess makes sense, because you're going to get fewer attempts at a good gold split on any split that is highly RNG dependent, like this one, than all of the just execution-based ones. A bit high, but that should work. As long as he's in the black hole, that position is fine.
Hey, mate, have you got 20p?
And best part of the run, right here. Blump. So yeah, the fact that I saved like almost a full second there, that's like there's like 0.6 seconds away from my gold there, so yeah, I apparently don't have a good gold split here yet. Because any time I get into the split without needing to get the power nut is like, I'm saving an extra 2 seconds there. Okay, so 2 power nut uses. And like I say, at this point I have 2 power nuts in the inventory because I got the one in the corner. So, hence why I say if I'd gotten one randomly earlier, I wouldn't go out of my way to pick up that one. I just wouldn't need it. actually playing pretty good right now, I've got to say. Seven steps here. 7, then turn. And this buff will last me all the way back to town now. Just like to have good bat positions on the next screen so they're not going to harass me, please. Good. It's far away enough. Like, they can just spawn in any random spot along those walls, and if they're close enough, then they start harassing you. And having only a gun that fires in one of 8 directions versus flying targets is not actually that good.
Don't be cooking questions.
Yep, should be a very consistent split there. So essentially, this is the... I've been talking about, like, oh, if this was a dead run at this point, I could pivot to using this as an excuse to root test. This would be the converging point. Because if I was going to root test something different here, it would involve more or less skipping the dark root grind that I do here. Or maybe because I'm only a few away from a level up, I might like get 1 level up and then go on. Because I wouldn't need to be level 17 to put the katana on, because I'm not going to have the katana. And I also wouldn't revisit town after Cheyenne to go and craft the katana. So I would save like about 3 minutes, 3-4 minutes at least in Dark City. But Durothor is a much longer fight if you do that. Okay, good menuing there. Ready to refill. That was very optimal, letting the last couple of ticks squeeze before the sensor updated, because like the sensor doesn't immediately update when the sun value changes, it does take like a second to update, so you can go like very slightly early on a sensor, on an anticipated sensor update like that. Okay, now I need to start counting. So this is basically what I'd be skipping if I didn't need to get the katana. Or if I was testing something different. So 2. And I'm going to go up to 36 here. Or... because I really need this experience. 6. Yeah, you should always get that level up on the 5th kill on this EXP route. 8. 10. So yeah, like looking at the splits, I'd be looking at saving like 2 minutes here if I was just skipping this grind. 12. 14. 15. 18. See? It's gonna start raining. Fuck off. Okay. Need 32. Yeah, that is right. 4. 6. Please. 8. 30 and recharge. And just 6 more. 32. 34. 36 and move on.
Don't be fucking questions.
Strength points before moving on. Now, at this health value, I will barely survive damage boosting through this dog. Just get a full refill before moving on. Be very careful about the slash here on the return route. It's surprisingly difficult to get the positioning for that slash correct. It's much easier to miss that slash than it is to hit it. And I always like move assuming that I've gotten the hit. I'm just like buffering my movements and I don't like stop to check that I've gotten the slash. I just assume that I did hit it. Which means if I miss it, I just walk straight into the green slime. And that poisons you as well. No, didn't get the skill up there. Interesting. We get the level up here, though. And coming up is going to be one of my favourite mechanics this game has to offer on a conceptual level, but in terms of actually executing it in the run, this always makes me anxious when I come up to this. Using the sunlight to partially weaken a pack of enemies so that I can get a quicker kill on them. Where if the mummies get hit with a blast of like full 10 sunlight, they will instantly die, but if the sun's not at full 10, they will instead get grievously hurt by it, and then if I finish them off, I get the experience for that. So I need to pull the DS away from the light source so that it's receiving less UV and it doesn't max out the sun sensor. Ready the light here, and I need to do a specific set of movements and knock on the walls in specific spots to lure these guys into a specific spot. Very good. That was very good. Those are worth 100 EXP each, which is a very big amount of experience at this point in the run. So, like, getting an instant injection of 300 EXP is very considerable. And, like, for the amount of time it takes to execute that, it's more than worth it. Now we're coming into one of the most threatening fights in the whole game. This mini-boss is atrocious and always makes me very nervous, because this guy kills you very fast, and the fastest strat is very difficult to execute, so here we go. Damn it! Oh, I need to play careful now as well, because he's got the axes back out. Just throw them, dude. Yeah, that fight doesn't fuck around.
Don't be fucking...
I made a small mistake. I made a very small positioning mistake and timing mistake at the start, and then the fight snowballed out of control almost immediately. And then I made the right moves to get it back under control, and I still almost died for it. I fucking hate that fight. Katana minute though. Yay. Now we come up to the big splitting point of the route. Like, this is the integral part of the route that you need to hit to keep a run going. Huge RNG minute hours. Buy a couple of weapons as crafting materials. Put my inventory around. And do some crafting. So this first craft is like, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm just making the materials that I'm going to use for the following craft. But then the following craft is... I'm going to be using an external timer so that I can time an 8-frame window after soft resetting the game so that I can get a, like, basically 1% chance to craft a rare weapon in the next craft. So this is, like, by far the most critical part of the route to get first try. And I will be 100% focusing here. Because I've missed this a couple of times recently, and this, like, going for a PB, this is, like, if you don't get this first try, this is 100% runs dead. And this is beyond the point where you can do route experimentation. Okay, here we go. That felt like good timing on the restart, so keep it going. So now if I've timed the reset correctly, starting the craft when this timer hits 0 will get me the weapon that I'm looking for, which would normally be like a 1% chance in this craft. Hopefully that's not early. We'll see. I do only 15 hits in this craft. So if the screen flashes and I get a black weapon, that is the RNG minute successful. But if I get a white weapon, then I failed to hit the 8-frame window. And I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. Wahey! Runs alive.
Don't be fucking questions.
And this is the weapon that I'm going to use for the rest of the game. Fucking what, dickhead? Eerie Glenn, what's fucking going on, Mara? What's fucking giggle? What's the crack? Have you fucking got some pills and that? Ah, Glenn hitting with a bit of the Je suis très fatigué. I understand. Well, hopefully you can just unwind a bit now. We are well on for a run here. I'm officially into the second half of the run. I'm gonna fucking do it. Glenn, back me up here. Metal Gear Solid would be a better series if, when the guards saw you, they made that noise instead. The Well, if I'm comparing to the mummy, technically that's when they hear you, because that's the gimmick of those enemies, the mummies, is they're blind, and they purely follow you through sound. So, like, they'll follow your footsteps if you're further away, and when you get close enough to them, your footsteps are loud enough that they realize you're right there, and they just go for you. Okay, put the katana on, and then put my strength points in. That's not great, taking 2 hits. My rhythm was really off there for the hits somehow. Come on, calm down and focus. Strat for this fight is unchanged, whether I take a hit or not. Just need to not get hit in the second phase, which granted is not 100% in my control. So I can take a hit here if I get super fucking screwed on RNG. Thankfully, that did not connect. Neither did those. And we're good. I will have to take a life refill before the purification though. That's like, there's no way I'm entering the Durothor purification at fucking like 40% health.
Hey, mate!
I will
Mate!
die in
have
2
you got
hits.
Mate, have you got 20p, mate? Dickhead, mate!
So, I mean, the time spread looks pretty modest here, where I've constantly been in, like, single digit ahead, but a lot of my time save is later on in the game. So the fact that I'm just maintaining pace for now, this is very good so far. My PB for sure had a stronger first half than it did second half. I should still have time to do all the movement here before the platforms move. But in truth, I'm not 100% sure of this. Okay. Okay, I do actually have quite a lot of flex time there, clearly. And I did finally test this earlier, and you do need to come back out onto this screen to start the purification properly. The event starts, like, you still get the cutscene with Zazie, where she asks if you're, like, ready to start the purification, but then the, lag isn't set correctly, and the pile driver itself actually doesn't start. So effectively, if you just go onto the next screen and do the soft reset, you actually soft lock the game, and you can't progress. Like, you can't even finish the game if you do that. So, like, yeah, I knew there was a reason we didn't do that. So, like, yeah, you still get this text scene with Zazie, but then this music isn't playing, and you can't activate the pile driver when you drag the coffin on it. We really have 6 seconds of time save here? Like, I don't know, I'm just thinking to myself, like, was my purification that bad in PB that I have 6 seconds here? That was a mistake. Well, if I did have 6 seconds, I don't now. Fuck! That was... I did not mean to hit it that way. Okay, that was a mistake, but whatever.
Don't be fucking questions.
Yeah, that was just a pure flub on my part. I did not hit it in the correct direction there. Thought I was holding the right direction on the D-pad, but then I just wasn't. I'm salty that this isn't the run from yesterday, though, because this is, like, the point of the run where I got, like, the 4 golds in a row, basically. Like, starting from Cheyenne, all 4 of these splits were all gold splits. So I guess then, asking myself, oh, do I really have this much time save on the purification? Yes, I do, because I showed yesterday that I did. That's when I got the best split. So, like, yeah, alright. Yeah, I guess I wasn't perfect on the movement with the coffin back through the puzzles. Like, I flubbed a little on the final puzzle. Yeah, I do need to heal here, technically. I shouldn't just go without a heal there. Now you get dash magic, and the game becomes a lot faster. Because this game is not tuned for having max sun exposure the whole time, and the dash makes you go faster based on your sun level. So now I can spend the entire rest of the game moving like this. Cat, yes. I agree. cycling that route is necessary to get different enemies to spawn on this screen, which I'm going to use for a grind. Yeah, like, if Django can just, like, will himself back to normal form, then why can't Ringo? Like, what? Yes. Yes, you do, Metroid Master. That is a good idea. Ah, fuck's sake! I hate the accidental frame-perfect input. The one time when getting a frame-perfect input is not preferable. Oops. Oh my god, what am I doing? I'm really good at video games. Okay, this is not exactly a great split so far. I'm just making a lot of elementary mistakes here. Why do I always miss that fucking top room? Can save a bit of time on PB though by not dying on the split, because using the dash to go through this movement route again, I fell off the cliff. It's actually very easy to die here. Come on, go through. That was a really sloppy movement route through that room. So yeah, on these screens here, it's actually very easy to die with the dash. So I'm just going to take that safe. Oh no, I think it was the previous PB that I died on the split on. Okay, never mind. Oh my god, what am I doing? For some reason I thought I needed to use mouse there, but no, I just need to use transform. Fuck's sake! Why am I making that mistake there lately? Really dumb. And why am I making this mistake again? Oh my... This is a terrible... I'm just making so many mistakes here. I'm turning this into a terrible split because I'm just making a lot of fucking execution errors. I really should heal here. Yeah, this is not a good split. I'm going to lose some time here. I'm just making a lot of errors. Yep. Losing a few seconds here.
You fucking lang of me!
That's just what general loose play will do. However, I have a lot of possible time save on this split if it goes well. Didn't think I was going to get that in one slash. Logan Gray. Yeah, that tentacle room should be the same every time. So I'm gonna commit to what I said about I should be doing this here. And then just dash straight into the boss. It's slightly better for me to do the stat allocation before I even go into the last room there. I mean, yeah. It definitely is dub. Huh, that's pretty cool, Glenn. What's your favorite black metal bands? As my mate Rusty once said, because he probably knew it would make my blood boil, my favorite member of MC Devo is Varg. That's a good song, that. Diamond Head, Am I Evil? That's a really bad mistake, because that's going to give me a bad fight here now. I'm so fucking bad, dude. And she's far away somewhere. Fucking bitch. Fuck off, dude! Ah! This is supposed to be one of my biggest fucking spots for time save, and I'm getting fuck all here.
Devil's fucking shit. No, I'm not, though, dickhead!
That was my fault, but it doesn't, like, you know, make the pill easier to swallow. What am I doing? Come on, just fucking do what I need to do. Now, I did notice that I have a meat in my inventory. I'm not 100% sure where I got that from, but I will definitely keep it. Think? Or do I? Fuck. I need to make that decision, like, right now, actually. So this is... No, I'm just going to get rid of it. Because I'm not going to trust the lifespan. Okay, so I'm going to have to remember that for my speed nut usage, I'm using the first slot, and then I'm going down to the last row. Good setup, at least. I'm mad that I didn't get more time than that on the Dvalin fight. Because that really is one of the worst splits in my PB, so to not actually get some meaningful time there is kind of crappy. Okay, purification's fine. Do not forget to get the Earthly Nut as I'm going up Spiral Tower. I will fucking need that. Hesitation on my menuing there when I know what I need to do there. That was... ugh. So I'm not going to make the same mistake as last time where I was like, oh, I'm going to refill before. I can survive the same number of hits on the Black Slime if I take this health fill or not. So there's no point in taking it. Again, like, as long as you are critical about mistakes and know how to fix them for next time, eventually you run out of mistakes to make. And that's how you save time. So that's what I mean, like, you can, like, randomly run into that thing and, like, it doesn't fucking, like, the health refill wouldn't have helped me there. It hits you for 61, so, like, I would have died if I took a second hit on it, if I was at full health or not. Like, doesn't really matter. And now I can just health fill here. So, whatever. I'm gonna just do the awkwardly placed one here before I forget that it's there. So next time I need to use a speed nut, it's just in the first slot of the inventory. Going back onto Django's side here, though, if you just hold right at my current agility without using the dash, you'll always dodge the black slime there. Unlike, like, the first time you pass, you're not at a consistent, like, pixel position, so it's not consistent getting past it, but otherwise it is. dickhead. At least it didn't hit me though, but a lot of energy I used. So just as well I can refill outside here after this set kills. Just enough time to do all that. That's nice. While hitting the screen transition. This is roughly the energy that I need for this fight to be safe. Really? Oh my fucking god. How did I misjudge that fucking badly? Like, how did that not hit me that time? Dude, come on, dude. And now I don't have the energy that I need. Fucking sick game.
You fucking lang me!
So if this PB's, once again, this is not going to be a deathless PB. I mean, whatever. Sabata's health is going to be low here, but I know that Sabata doesn't die to sun exposure in Spiral Tower. I forgot to use a fucking speed nut because I'm fucking bad. Christ. That... Didn't realize I was losing that much time on sword as well. That fucking sucks. That's a really bad death, actually. And, like, I did not think that dying on that fight would cost that much time, honestly. Point in zero dashing there if I have the speed nut that time. Alright, Metroid Master, thank you for the good luck. Have yourself a good one. And I'll catch you later. Fuck off! So many little annoying things that are happening now. Should have done the health. I guess it doesn't really matter when I do the health refill here. Okay, where am I going? 4 north. Okay, well 4 is not amazing, but... Don't even have the energy for a second zero shift there, lovely. That's the other reason you don't want to die in Spiral Tower as Django, because it actually affects Sabata's loadout, like, energy level. So it's compound time loss, yay! Okay, so 4 north and somewhere else. What should be 4 in the other fucking direction as well? 1 east, so 1 north and 4 east. And now 2 this way because I'm going to... Saving some time here at least.
Fucking yeah, dickhead!
Gold, I guess I won't complain. Ah. Almost didn't react to that in time. That was actually an exceptionally clean room. Yeah, gotta admit, that was a very clean puzzle room there. Wondering if this is still on pace to be a gold split if I do Dain really clean. Need to not hesitate first of all though. Okay, so since this fight is like shorter now, I'm gonna leave. I believe I'm leaving the light on now because I'm going to need the fuel in the solar station. Hello? You were not in range for that. Hello? Whatever. And I don't know how I didn't get punished there. There's no way I was close enough for that, but I didn't die, so okay, I'll take it. Yeah, this is a gold split.
Fucking yeah, dickhead!
Wow, very nice. If only I hadn't lost over 20 seconds on sword. Okay, I have the information this time. Don't get greedy with the dark balls in the purification. Treat them with respect and just make sure you don't die, even if it means getting a slightly longer purification. Doesn't matter. Ah! Oh! Well, I'm alive. Wasn't a perfect purification, but I am alive.
The devil's fucking shit. No, I'm not, no, dickhead! I'm not shit, oh!
Okay, I do have a lot of possible time save in the final dungeon, so there's still a good chance here. Like, it sucks that I took a death in Spiral Tower to one of the easiest fights as well. Like, I can't remember the last time I fucking died in Sword Plus, and I took 2 hits in quick succession somehow. Like, I can't believe I got hit twice in a row on Sword Plus. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna have to just reopen that in emulator and revisit looking at my specific position that I need to use. I need to just go back to the old method of my position is always based on where my shadow is, so I need to just look at where I'm standing in a given tile. Because I need, like, I need a starting position and a second position. I need to get in position to deliver the first few hits, then I need to move so that I avoid the thrust and the turn, and then just burst it down before it teleports. So as long as I can just see 2 exact spots that I need to be in, that's all I really need for the fight. Again, if you make a mistake, just make sure you don't make it again next time. Like, I shouldn't have lost so much time there, so I want to make sure that doesn't happen again in a future run. Hello? Ah. Play. Okay, don't go early here. Why am I hesitating so hard there? Come on, dude. Bit silly, but it's fine. I'm in through in one piece. Alright, dickhead, what are you gonna throw at me this time? I really fucking hate this fight. By the way. Okay. I'll take it. I'll certainly take it.
Hey, mate, have you got 20p, mate? Just have mate.
What the fuck? How did that not connect? Very silly. A cool reason to lose a few seconds. Thanks, game. That's a bad start. God damn it, dude. That's not very good.
Don't be fucking questions.
Very bad lich, and this puts me in a bad spot in general. I got too greedy there. Like, I'm ahead still, sure, but this is not a good position for me to be in because my health is bad and I don't have, like, health items now. So I managed to get hit more than once, so that's, like, really bad. And I'm still at severe risk of taking a hit on the centipede here in the next room. Gonna wait just a second before I move. Good. I'm very glad that I dodged that hit. I really need all the health that I can get here. Bro, what are you doing? Ah! I would really like to be saving time here.
Hey, mate, have you got some, mate?
Rather than breaking more or less even.
Dickhead, mate.
Now I have a hard decision to make. Back, hang on. No, it's not a hard decision. I need to get the health pickup because I can't survive getting hit by Lich Plus here. That helps. Okay, I'm going to defer my decision until I break the bugs in the Soul Station room and see what I get. If I get some health, then I don't need to get the meat, technically. Why did I overwrite Frost there? Okay, I don't need to get the meat. What? Oh, so, okay. And now I'm in a awful position, because now I need to eyeball getting in the right pixel position. Thought I had enough health for that, but apparently not. Boy, I hope that's the right position, because if it's not, then I'm going to die when this fire passes me by. Okay. But I'm probably not PBing now.
Don't be fucking questions.
Lol. That's really funny. Guess I've got to play Jormungand risky now. Two deaths again in this run. Sick. I'd like to get the damage loss there, but using the tomato juice on Jormungand will still put me in the same, like, I can get hit once position. It's more or less equal. I just got too greedy on Lich, and it really cost me. Okay. Time to really go gamer mode. Close. Game over, and that is a small PB. It's a very small PB, but it is a PB. This is a 53x, I think. I didn't see the exact second value when I killed Jormungand, but basically I think it's 1 minute and 6 seconds from when you land the final blow on Jormungand. That's when time is. Okay, well I split early, but that was in the same second. So That will still be a 33. Well, it's an improvement, I guess. It is technically an improvement. With that fucking 25-second death on sword. Jesus Christ. Probably because you have watched him before, and it will recommend you things you've watched in the past, I imagine. He was doing runs again today. So yeah, let's have a look-see. So honestly, the first like half of the run, I mean, just looking at the graph, very stable first half of the run. Like, this was just pretty much, yeah, like for the first hour at least, getting into Spiral Tower really for the first 80 minutes, I didn't have like 10-second swing either or, like in each direction. Then I just took a stupid death on Sword Plus. Had a really good rest of Spiral Tower that really helped bring this back. Like, I wouldn't have PB'd without the rest of Spiral Tower being really good. And then I just got too greedy on Lich, and that ended up costing me quite a bit because I died again on Lich Plus. But then I finished it out with a really, really clean Jormungand, so yeah, the clutch moments really brought this together. I wouldn't have PB'd without the rest of Spiral Tower being really good, and without the Jormungand kill being very good as well. Like, I didn't make any execution errors on Jormungand. I think, like, from the hand that I was dealt in that fight, I made more or less all the correct decisions during that fight. And the RNG also helped out a bit as well, because when I'm trying to get the hits on the eye and the body at the same time while he's downed, his head, like, moves around randomly while you're hitting the eye, and it can move onto your position and hit you. So the fact that it didn't do that, and it, like, went into the right spot so that it cooperated and I was able to get the double hits, that helped significantly with getting a good Jormungand there. Like, there's always going to be a bit of RNG in Jormungand, unfortunately. Even, like, starting the fight, there's one of two spots that he can choose to start in. Like, he can be close to you or he can be far away from you. And, like, there's pros and cons to both of them, but you need to play them a bit differently. But, yeah, overall. Yay, this means now I've got another fucking video to render. I saved like 13 seconds, so now I get to render video for like 4 more hours. Excellent. My favorite. So we're just going to get to finding out what the IGT is, and then I'm going to go straight to doing that, I guess. Oh! Hungrybox is playing the lead! But I'm not... Like, let's be real. I ain't reading that! Because, like, a million viewers. I'm just looking at who's going to be a good candidate. Alright, well, you know what? I've raided Rish a few times, but he's a good guy, and it's always a good, like, place to go after Bok. Like, Battle Network is Boktai adjacent. Rish is doing some BN2. So, just going to advance here. Yeah, so we're going to get the IGT screen here. And I'm going to get to see my IGT, and I'm going to get to start the command to raid Rish. So, thank you guys very much for joining me. At least I got a PB right, that's nice. And I'm sure I'll be back with more of this tomorrow. So, let's go see Rish, and for now, I'm just going to wish you guys a good evening. So, have yourselves a lovely time, and yeah, let's go watch some Battle Network 2.